and welcome to this week's, I can't call it Daily Blur, so I'm going to have to change the name of it to, I guess, the Weekly Blur. The Week in Review. Good Sunday morning to you. I hope you're all doing well. I'm on my way to church. I know. Some of y'all are going, who is that? And I want to talk, that's going to be today's topic, is going to be religion, spirituality, things like that. And it's not going to be a long talk. I'm not going to convince you or try to convince you to go to church. I just found a church by asking around my neighborhood. Some people invited me to theirs. Some people told me about theirs and didn't invite me, which I thought was really interesting. It's all in the tell. Anyway, the gentleman who invited me to his church, which is the Pflugerville Community Church, non-denominational, which is what I was looking for, and part of what I was looking for. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Oh, that'll be a new challenge every week, to work in a song title into the Weekly Blur. Send your requests now. Anyway, he invited me. This gentleman named Ron Robender, and he's a very mature at 83, I believe. And a Rip Van Winkle beard. He's just the nicest guy, and he stops and he's talked to us ever since we moved to this part of the neighborhood. And it's wonderful. I like it. So anyway, so he invited me. I went and I found that I really, really enjoyed mainly the way that the pastor here delivers his message every week, because not only does he, I think it takes a great talent to be able to stand in the pulpit and effectively deliver something like the Bible or verses or a message that is intended to be so deep. But from day one, it captured me. He captured me, and it really felt like the message, at least the first 3 weeks, and pretty much every time I've gone, because I've been going about 3 months now, I think. And I've missed a couple of days here and there. Because, surprise, surprise, I am not perfect. I know. It just felt like the message was being, it's like, I told the pastor after a couple of weeks, I said, you know what, it was like that first couple of weeks, it's like God called you up that first morning and said, hey, I got Kenny coming in there today, and I need you to say this, this, and this. And I mean, I have been moved to 2 tiers pretty much, I'd say like 90% of the time of the services I've gone to. And I've always had such different views of religion itself, because most of what I had been exposed to were like the televangelists. There's a line in a Savage Garden song that says, I believe that God does not support TV evangelists. I don't think he does either. That, and then I was raised Baptist, and I just didn't, as a young kid, I didn't like the feeling I had associated with church. It just didn't gel well. So I didn't know what to expect, and I've gone to a couple of different ones, and I've researched quite a few because I'm writing this book still, and I needed to know the differences, main differences between religions and what they thought of everything. So anyway, I went, and I was really, honestly, genuinely surprised with the intensity that I received that message, and I had to pay attention to that because it was genuine. I mean, what I felt was genuine. It wasn't the result of magical words or magical beans or money or anything like that. It was something that was heartfelt, and I'm so glad that I was in the right space mentally to be able to receive that the way that I did. And I'm not going to testify to anybody. That's not my place. I feel like, and this is my personal view, I've seen so many people that do go to church, but then they turn around and not only do they commit the very sins, I'm saying that word, that they get preached to about, they also turn around and judge other people for the same thing. And here's the deal. We all make mistakes continually, and church is a way of not wiping it out. You should never not pay attention to the mistakes you make, because that's how you learn and that's how you grow, and you can continue growing through your life. But church is there to center you, and this is a community church, and it is very much the community that I live in, that I love, usually, and it is very it's very heartfelt, and I am really just enjoying it. And I feel bad when I don't get to go. When there's a couple of Sundays that I have overslept. My sleep is still crazy, hours and things like that. So I feel bad when I miss it. And fortunately, they are online, and I might even post a link in this post. So if you're interested to see what I'm talking about, you can go check it out yourself, because Pastor Steve has covered a couple of subjects that are really difficult for other churches to cover without making you feel like you're this big. Those of you that know me well know exactly what I'm talking about. And this was the first time that I did not get that from a particular sermon, and we'll just leave it at that. So it's nice to go into somewhere and feel like you can not only learn, continue growing, have your questions, and have your doubts, and feel like you're not being persecuted for those. And I love that. So maybe it's because of my age, maybe it's because of where I'm at in my life, maybe it's because of a variety of reasons, but one thing led to another, and I believe I was led here because I immediately felt like I found a spiritual home to place my hopes. So all I'm saying with that is that if you're vehemently against like organized religion, which I'm not a big fan of, like the big, I don't know, it just seems like the bigger the church, the harder they fall. I don't know, maybe that's the wrong phrase, but anyway, maybe change your approach. Find a smaller church, find a community church, find a non-denominational church. All a non-denominational church means is that they don't, align themselves with one particular affiliation and, one particular denomination. They, I hope I'm going the right way. I'm still not 100% used to driving over here. Not that I walk, but I mean, it's the first time I went, it's like convoluted. That's the word I was looking for. Anyway, so find somewhere that's like, don't go to, if you're raised Catholic and you think you have to go to Catholic church and you're still wanting to go and try something different, try a community church, try something different. It might be that the message that you've been getting is just being delivered to you in a way that your particular psyche doesn't absorb. And that's a real possibility. We all hear things differently. We all experience things differently. It's not our place to judge how other people handle their life unless the way they're handling their lives is detrimental to their health, their safety, or somebody else's safety. That's the only time that it's okay to make a judgment. And even with that, it is very important how you phrase whatever opposition you've got, either to that person or to people who can help. And sometimes it's best just to not say anything at all. That it's an unfortunate byproduct of being human, and which is what makes us imperfect, which is why we need to center ourselves with something like spirituality. Find a place that can help you find your spiritual center. And what you're going to realize is that you're going to start feeling better, and you're not going to know why. You're going to be like, I feel pretty good. I don't know what that is. It might be a little God. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying, you're going to find that you've got a different balance. You've got a different center. You've got a different focus. And the things that bother you in life, whether those are done by other people or situations or circumstances. Oops. I thought they had a stop sign. They didn't. You're going to find that your way of handling those changes without you even trying. And I want to say I almost guarantee you that. I'm not testifying. I'm saying for a human being to be functional, all of the parts need to be well oiled. Your body, you need to take care of it. I'm trying to do a better job than I have been in the last couple of years, get back where I was. Your mind, that's almost the hardest one because there's so many things that can affect how your mind works. But your inner thoughts and everything control so much about your entire well-being. So spirituality is a part of that, and it needs to be oiled, it needs to be lubricated, it needs to flow well in you. The best analogy I have of that, again, came from this church, and Pastor Steve said one day, and it was one of the points that really got to me the most, was like, don't treat your faith in your life, whatever it is, don't treat faith in your life like something you put in the junk drawer. Don't put it in the junk drawer, because think about that. And we all have a junk drawer, at least one. I think we all do. If you don't, then you're not normal. Go into that, and you can, whenever you look in your junk drawer, you're like looking for something, and then you see that. You see your faith sitting there. You're like, oh, there's that thing. Or no, you don't. But I mean, that's the equivalent. So don't put your faith in a junk drawer. Keep it with you. Keep it well oiled. Keep it strong. And you'll find, and I can't believe I'm saying this, you'll find that you're going to feel better. You're going to be happier. And that is what the purpose of centering yourself is. Because when you're that way, when you feel that way, you turn around and that just naturally emanates to people around you, and they pick it up, and they will start feeling better. And pretty soon you've got that effect that, and they told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. It'll work. Just give it a shot. And if you don't find the right place, and that's not saying you can't have church at home, you can. Find what works for you. Don't let anybody else tell you the way it's got to be, but still it's something that you should look into finding, because I'm telling you, in the 3 months I've been going here, there's been a world of difference in a lot of things. Yeah, sure, I still get ticked off at people, and sometimes I say I get ticked off at people, but not like I used to before. It's not a judgmental type thing. It's a thing that, in the end, you can't worry about those other people, because if we do have an end to all of this, that will take care of itself, and it's not your place to make it go one way or another. Make sense? Anyway, makes sense to me. So I'm 56. I don't know. Everything makes sense and nothing at the same time. Have a great week, everybody. I hope everybody stays safe for Labor Day. Pay attention to what's going on around you, and pay attention to what you're doing, and spread joy and love out there. And God bless you. Bye. Oh wait. Boop.